hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary Lou. I'm so in love with you, in love with you. I knew Mary Lou, we'd never part. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. Well, you passed me by sunny day, rolled with big brown eyes my way, and I wanted you forevermore. Well, I'm not one kicked around with my feet stuck to the ground, and all I ever do is want to say, hey, hey, hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary Lou. I'm so in love with you. But I knew Mary Lou, we'd never part. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. I saw your lips, heard your voice. Believe me, I just had no choice. While horses couldn't make stay away. But I thought about the lonely nights with my arms around you tight, and all I ever did was want to say, hey, hey, hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary Lou. I'm so in love with you, in love with you. But I knew Mary Lou, we'd never part. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. I said hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. Folks, hello and welcome to Anderson County Conversation. Folks, we got a great show lined up for you today. We've got a gentleman that I have known for many years. He is a great musician and does a lot of other things. We call him the Rockwood Flash. We call him Mr. Billy Wright. Welcome to the show, Billy.
All right, thank you, Don. That's just a little fun getting started and all that. That's a lot of fun doing it. We just country folks and going to have a good time in this music.
You know, I believe everybody liked Hello, Mary Lou. That's one of the standards, been around for many years,
yes,
hasn't
it?
Yeah. Well, me and you, we sang that a lot of times. We've done a lot of that.
Yeah, a lot of times,
Billy, want you to start off, and if the folks hadn't met Billy Wright, he is from Rockwood, Tennessee. Tell the folks a little bit about yourself and how you got into music.
Well, I started playing, of course, real young and never really did play real good, but I have fun with it. So I just love music. I love to write songs, basically what I like to do. I like to write songs, Don. It's just, for me, it's just songwriting.
Now, do you play around Rockwood a little bit? I know you used to. Those Kovic's here now, but you know, you played at, I know you've had a lot of concerts out there in the little podium that's out there. I don't know what you call that, but, and then you played all over really the East Tennessee area, really.
Yeah, downtown Rockwood Event Center, Pigeon Forge. Well, I was a member of the Riverfront Band a long time ago. And, you know, it's just been around. Yeah, I've been around a while.
And, you know, Billy, your second love is, of course, you enjoy antiques and picking and collectibles. And you've been on the American Picker Show, and that's a national show. I bet that was really something for the pickers to come see, you know.
Oh, yeah, we had a good time. I think we filmed about 14 hours, ended up with, what, 30 minutes? But actually, they got 3 shows, so.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
That's why they do a lot of that type stuff.
Yeah.
Now, Billy, you started off and got into music pretty young, and your career took you to Washington, D.C. at a young age. And tell the folks, and you were, I know that you were back into square dancing, you were a caller up there, and you had a pretty good job up there, worked around, I guess, around the Capitol, Pentagon, all type of places.
Oh, yeah.
Tell the folks about your time period up at in Washington, D.C.
Well, when I went up there, in the about 63 or 64, something like that, I started working as a pipe fitter apprentice, and then I became a journeyman, and then I worked up there until 1978 and worked downtown in the State Department, Library of Congress. I mean, everything in Washington, I was in it, you know.
In
Capitol
Georgia,
White
they
House.
like country music up there in the D.C. area pretty good. Is that pretty?
Well, right outside Washington, D.C., there's a place called Peace Cross, and that's where Jimmy Dean and Roy Clark and all them played. And they had a club down in town called Strix, and they started out down there. Oh, they love country music up
Well,
there.
you know, you got
They
your
love
town
it.
right next to. I've been up there, Silver Springs, Maryland. I know that you've had some relatives up in the Silver Springs area.
Right.
And then you go on the other side, you go over into the Virginia side and everything.
Right.
So up around that Chesapeake Bay, they do have some really good seafood up around there, don't they? I mean,
Lived down at North Beach and down Chesapeake Bay and Deal, Maryland, and all down Route 5. I lived down there. Like I said, I would go down there on the summers and weekends and stuff like that, yeah.
well, Billy, how did you get into calling your square dance? Was you a square dancer before, and then you got into calling and doing that?
Yeah, Nancy and I, we took lessons, and then the guy that taught us, he was the caller, so he had a square dance callers college, he called it, in Virginia. So, you know, I said, well, I'd like to try that. So I went to school probably, I don't know, it was probably 40 weeks, and then they had an advanced callers thing. And then I took on a club and started teaching square dancing.
And you did pretty good at it. I used to I like to.
Did pretty
they'd
good.
play one sometimes. We was down on the Ciderville show, and they'd play
Yeah.
one. And we'd sit over and
Enjoyed it.
and you'd call it out. It'd tickle
Right.
me. You know, I
Yeah.
got a kick out of
Oh,
it
yeah.
because it's. There was a song, a caller song, one time. Somebody had one out. I
Leroy
can't-
Van Dyke.
Oh, was that who it was that
Yeah.
had one out? And I remember that one that had, well, they mentioned I've Been Everywhere, man. He'd been all over
Yeah,
the
that's
place,
Hank
you
Snow
know.
now.
Yeah, that's a good
Hank
one
Snow
too.
did that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, he was kind of like
Now,
calling.
Billy, you come back to, you leave Washington, D.C., you decide that you want to come back, and you come back and go to work for TVA, and I know you take your welder's test and all that, and I guess you worked down at Watts Bar for many years, didn't
12
you?
and a half years, till 1989. That's
Yeah.
when we finished the first phase of the Watts Bar, and then it turned it over to maintenance.
Then you get into the, I guess, opening up your antique shops and get into
Yeah.
doing that type of thing, and you've done a little bit of everything, buying land and selling and
Yeah.
buying that. So you've kind of had a all-around career, really. And but music has been your first love.
Well, you know, it's hard to make a living in the music business. You've got to want it and love it, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you're gonna. So you have to have a regular job to feed your kids and your wife, and you know.
That's kind of what they used to say
Yeah.
about the artist, the starving artist. You know, they enjoy it, but
Right.
you have to have a day job
Gotta have a
sometime.
day job, yeah.
Many people start out had day jobs as
Right.
Nashville waitresses and different things, and
Oh,
get
yeah.
into it. Well, Billy, we're going to get into a little bit of music because that's what we're kind of.
Yeah,
Here's a
okay.
music show. Won't you pick one out for us over there and
Okay.
kick a good song off for us right there?
Well, Donna just wrote a new song called "Baby It's You," and maybe I can
Sure.
try to do that. Okay.
Go ahead
See
and
what
kick
we
her
can
off.
do.
for us.
There's just one love for me, baby, it's you. I knew from the start it was you. You made all my dreams come true. There's just one love for me, and baby, it's you. One love for me, baby, it's you. I knew from the start had to be you. You made all my dreams come true. There's just one love for me, and baby, it's you. I stepped out my car, I saw you. I knew from the start it was you. You made all my dreams come true. There's just one love for me, and baby, it's you. one love for me, baby, it's you. I knew the start had to be you. You made all my dreams come true. There's just one love for me, baby, it's you. There's just one love for me, baby, it's you.
Good one, Billy. Enjoyed
Baby,
that one. So that's one you did last year, released it last year?
Well, no, I haven't ever recorded that one. That's a
Oh,
brand
that's
new
just a
song
brand
I just
spanking new one.
wrote. Yeah.
Billy, let's get into a little bit about the internet and everything. You're
Yeah.
doing some worldwide stuff, so
Yeah.
to speak, and everything. And let's talk about you had a #2 song. I think it hit the charts and everything. Talk a little bit about that, about how you got involved in it, and
Right.
were the DJs and a little bit. People like be interested in knowing that.
Well, and anyway, it actually went to #1. It started out, I think, 49, and anyway, it went to #2 for a month or so, and then it hit #1. And what it is, Don, it's the internet radio. There's 500 disc jockeys out there that's playing music on the internet. You have to have a computer to get on them. So what you do, you get in that system. You have someone, in my case, Janice Passion at studio up in Janice Passion. She sent it to those, and it got played, and it just went right up the chart and went to #1 in October 2020. Last year it went to #1. So real proud of that for it to be. What happens at the 500 disc jockeys, or 400, ever many that participate, they vote on the songs, and that's how it moves up the chart. They take a vote every month, and it moves up, and when it gets up there, it's the top. And then at the end of 12 months, they pick that song. That's the song of the month, and then it's up for song of the year, which will be coming up. I don't know exactly when, but it's coming up. Yeah.
Yeah. Billy, talk to us a little bit about you being a songwriter. What gives you the inspiration to be a songwriter? Do you usually, I'm a writer, but I write articles, so it's a little bit different. I have thoughts, and sometimes I'll go jot something down,
Right.
or I may be walking and say that fit in with what I do, but I have to be in the genre that I am. I have to be in the frame to do it. It's a time that I have to be real quiet. I have to turn everything off, and I have to get in the zone to do it. It's different than just, I can't have any TV, I can't have any noise.
Right.
And I do it the old-fashioned way, and I've heard some people wrote books. I kind of do it sit down and do it by hand first, and then I come back later on and edit it,
Right.
and I may do it 2 or 3 times. But what gives you the inspiration of a title of a song, or what goes into it? What is it about a songwriter that, because you've had, I don't know how many albums, I've got most of them. So,
14 albums.
yeah, talk about what goes into it and everything, especially the song you might pick out.
Well, you see something, or you sometimes you're riding along by yourself and you don't have your radio, you're out on a trip and something hits you. I wrote a song about my wife called "Thanks for the Memories," and I was just riding, going up to Kentucky, and it was in my head, "Thanks for the memories," and I heard it, and I started to pull in the Hardys up there in Wartburg, I guess it was, and I said, "Oh no, I better not pull in there." So I pulled behind the dumpsters, and it was just in my head, and it came out. Of course, it did. I'm like you, I had to rough it out.
And
then
probably jotted it down a little
I
bit
did,
sometime.
yeah, the hook and everything. Then I had to proof it,
I've had to get up at night. Maybe I'm laying there before I go to bed, and I'll have a good thought about something, and I'll run in there at the desk and write it down, so the next day I don't forget it. And it stays in my mind.
Right.
I do remember one of the songs years ago. One of the artists had up. He actually did the song in his sleep at night. And he dreamed it, and I think it was Bobby Darin had one. I forgot the name of the song, but he got up and wrote the song the next day and had it. It was just Dream Lover. That's what it was, but it was a dream he had, and he dreamed the whole song and got up and wrote it the next day, and it became a became a huge hit for him, you know.
Sure.
So, but it is little sights you might see. You might even be on maybe a drive out by the lake, and a word will hit you, or a memory will hit you, don't it? You know.
Yeah, that's what happens. They're inside me, and they come out when they want to come out. You know, I couldn't sit down and write a song no matter what. You know, I mean, if I tried to sit down, you said, Don, you should write me a song, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I
know Gail Martin that passed away. You know, she helped us with the TV show in Oak Ridge for many years. I think she liked that one. That was the one that she kind of liked. Thanks for the memory? She liked a lot.
Yeah.
Do you pretty much know that one now?
I think so. You know, I guess we can try it.
Won't you try that if you don't?
If I don't, see.
We just cut it off.
What happened, Don? I had a wreck. You know, about a week ago, and I was turned upside down, and I can tell a big difference in my mind right now. But I think I can do it. We'll try it.
Kick that off.
Thanks for the memory that you gave to me. Honey, thanks for the loving you gave to me. Honey, thanks for the memory that you gave to me. Yes, honey, I miss you. Was it meant to be? Yes, I remember you getting the mail, washing my clothes so very well, and doing the housework. You did it so well. Honey, thanks for the memory I remember so well. So thanks for the memory you gave to me. Honey, thanks for all those years you gave to me. Honey, thanks for the children you gave to me. Yes, honey, I miss you. Was it meant to be? Yes, honey, I miss you. Was it meant to be? Thanks for the memories.
And the thing about it, Billy, you hit it right on. You didn't have no trouble with that at all.
Well, it just depends, but like I said, I mean, I'm lucky to be here today, Don.
Yeah.
You couldn't believe it. A guy hit me going about 60 miles an hour in the back, flipped my van over on its top, and I was out and lucky to be here.
Well, the good Lord wanted you to stay around for a while, didn't he?
Totaled my van, so, you know, we'll struggle a little bit, and I hope people...
But we're going to have fun doing it, so
we'll have
that's
a
the
good
main
time
thing,
doing
you
it.
know.
Yeah, right. Usually I can flip these songs off just like that, but, you know, I can
Billy,
tell
what
a
is
little
another
difference.
one you want to pick out for the folks out there in Anderson County? What is something that you'd like to do?
Well, let's see. I thought of one while ago. Have we done Under Your Spell?
I don't think so. That's one of your standards. You used to love
Yeah,
that.
we'll try that maybe. I don't know.
You know, I had years ago, had a girl on us when we first started on there. Every time she'd be out in the hall, see you singing the spell song. We call it the spell song.
spell
You know,
song,
I don't even know who originally did that song, but I always liked it. You know.
We'll do half of it or fourth
I
of it.
wonder if that was that a pretty big hit back then, Billy?
Oh, yeah, it was a big hit.
It's kind of for my time.
I bet some people out there know who did it.
Who?
So a lot of people.
Oh, I'm sure
watching.
they will. I know Carl Bruner, my buddy, you know, that used to own Bruner's Market, and you'd be at Shawnee's. We'd have that Memories Club down there. We'd just get together and play a little jam session.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And he really, really liked that song, you know. He said he thought that you did it better than the original,
Yeah,
you know.
well, we had some pretty good musicians, didn't we?
Oh, we've had some good ones. And the thing about it is we've all become, I guess probably, you're looking at 200 or 300 people have become friends, and they become friends with somebody else. And you just, music brings people together.
Well, I could go anywhere and people say, hey, that's the guy on Ciderville with the white Tennessee hat or whatever. Didn't matter where I went, somebody run into me.
And then
and
also,
people had fun, and they couldn't wait till Saturday night to turn the Catwalker
no,
show
I'll
on.
tell you what, another thing, you met the jam session at McDonald's for years down in Rockwood, didn't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
And then Roy, what was it?
Frills?
Roy Frills, yeah. We called him High Strummer. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
he strummed
high
high.
strummer. Yeah.
I need to get old Roy on here one
Have you
day.
seen him lately?
I haven't seen him. Calls me every once in a while, but Roy, you know, he had it up there at Hardy's, I think, up in Wartburg, didn't he?
That's
Same thing, you know.
Yeah, but this culvert it's really, music is gone. I mean, you can't. It's nothing's going to happen until all this thing gets rid of.
Well, we'll bring it to them. We're bringing it to
That's
the people
right.
that
Yeah,
way.
we'll do.
Want you to this is under.
try it.
Got me under that spell again. Yeah.
You've got me under your spell again, saying those things again, making me believe that you're just mine. You've got me dreaming those dreams again, saying those things again. Well, I've gotta have you back one more time. Everybody tells me I'm a fool, that I couldn't put my faith in you. Somehow I can't convince my heart it's wrong. I've been so lonesome since you've been gone. You've got me under your spell again, saying those things again, making me believe that you're just mine. You've got me dreaming those dreams again, saying those things again. Well, I've gotta have you back one more time. I swore the last time you let me down that I wouldn't keep you hanging around. Somehow I can't convince my heart it's wrong. I've been so lonesome since you've been gone. You've got me under your spell again, saying those things again, making me believe that you're just mine. You've got me dreaming those dreams again, saying those things again. Well, I've gotta have you back one more time. Yes, I've gotta take you back one more time.
You know what, Billy? When they got you under your spell, you're hooked, aren't you?
I guess that's right.
That's probably where that guy.
That's for sure.
That guy probably, whoever wrote that song, that was probably they probably got him, Billy.
You're probably right.
Billy, you know we're Anderson County Conversation. We're on the Anderson County channel. Of course, we have a lot of students that watch the show because it's connected somewhat with Anderson County schools. If a person that you knew, say, was at high school and they were taking, music lessons and guitar lessons, but they might want to be a writer, maybe that's where they want to get into playing a little bit, but that's their forte, to be a writer. What would you recommend to a young person to do? Would you recommend them to sit down and start writing, or get with somebody that has wrote music, or what would you recommend to the kids?
I don't think you can say to yourself, I'm going to be a writer.
Yeah.
I think you've got to feel it, and once you feel it, then I think you can write it. I know personally I can't sit down and write a song. I have to, it's got to be in my head. I got to catch something that's happened, like, something's happened or whatever, and then I go from there. And then just start banging, and then you figure keys out, and you figure which way to go up and down the neck and everything. It's just unbelievable.
Well, it's just like Dean Dillon from not far from here. He went to Nashville, and of course he went to Oak Ridge High his last year. He was Dean Rutherford. Then they changed his name. He had been on Star Time, some of the Knoxville local shows. He just took it, hitchhiked down down to Nashville, and he's wrote some
George
major hits for George Strait. But he got introduced into the Hall of Fame last year.
Yeah,
he's
right.
he's in the Country Music Hall of Fame, but he's been very successful in writing so many songs for different
We call
artists down there.
A lot of people called him Dino in Nashville.
Oh, do they? That was
yeah,
kind of a
yeah.
nickname.
He's from Clinton,
down
I think, isn't he?
He's from up around Norris area, really up in that,
Yeah.
somewhere up in that area.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe his dad or somebody moved to Oak Ridge, but I know he was a year behind me, and he graduated in '73 from Oak
Yeah.
Ridge. But I think we didn't really know him because he was just there for like a year or something. Maybe they wanted to get closer to Knoxville or something, or his dad might have had a job down
Right.
there or something.
Yeah.
Well, Billy, we're going to like our music. Have you got another one?
Yeah, I'll do another
Yeah.
one. I wrote, if I can get it done, something about a jukebox.
Now, this is a jukebox, huh?
Jukebox song.
And Billy, you've got a few jukeboxes
I do.
around, don't you?
Yeah, I've got a few. I've had a few over the years. I got 3 now.
Okay.
You ready?
Kick her off.
There's something about jukebox when you play the ocean song. Something about a woman when she's done you wrong. I put some money in the jukebox and I play all night long. Something about a jukebox when you play those sheet songs. Something about a jukebox when you play those sheet songs. Talks about your woman when she's done you wrong. I put some money in the jukebox and I play all night long. Something about a jukebox when you play those sheet songs. I got me a little woman, she thinks the world of me. Thinks I'm kind of crazy, crazy I might be. But I think I love her, don't think I can go wrong. She loves to play the jukebox when she plays those sheet songs. Something about a jukebox when you play those cheap songs. Talks about your woman when she's done you wrong. I put some money in the jukebox and I play all night long. Something about a jukebox when you play those cheap songs. Something about a jukebox when you play those cheap songs.
Another one, good one, Billy. Another good one. Billy, me and you, we lost a good friend a while back that passed away. Frank Smith passed away, and of course Charlie Pride passed away, and Frank used to, I think he died just a few weeks before Charlie did, but he used to sing a lot of Charlie Pride songs down there, and me and you'd get up there, we'd sing Crystal Chandelier with him,
absolutely.
just and have a ball. And sometimes he'd forget the words on it, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
But I don't know if any person we've been around that loved. He had been on the Grand Ole Opry. He'd done some stuff, and I don't know anybody that he played way up in. I don't know. He's up in his 80s. He just really loved music, didn't he? He had
Well, all those shows that you see on television, they work them out and they take out all the bad stuff. See, you do live, and it is what it is.
I believe in real life because they have
Yeah.
they call it reality TV.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, this is real reality
This is
TV.
the real
you
deal,
know,
you know.
what you see is what you get. Even if
Right.
Kaz Walker years ago, that's the way they did. They got up and walked right through the
Oh,
set
yeah.
and just and then Mr. Walker sometimes would get over there and he'd talk so much about his groceries, they didn't even have time for music. Sometimes he'd just go in and talk. But people like people to be real, don't they? That's
Oh, yeah,
one thing.
yeah,
Be
that's
who
right.
you are.
Oh, sure, yeah, but most TV shows are perfect because they edit them to take out all they'll do.
You don't
Sometimes-
even hear them holler like, play that in certain key,
Right.
because
Yeah.
they've already got all that worked
It's all
out.
done.
Then, yeah.
Everything is taken care of, and it's usually words are all there. Very seldom you hear. I was going to tell you, I just finished another TV show. It's that new TV. What's the name of that deal? I can't remember. It's just finished it. It's the new Netflix for Netflix
Okay.
down in Rockwood about 8 months ago. So y'all take a look. It'll be out there. It's something about like yard selling and stuff like that. So it's coming. So I shot one of those about 8 or 9 months
I don't
ago.
know which
Netflix.
I don't know which is your favorite. If it's you come in with some of them collectibles, being I like them too.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't know which one's your favorite. If it's the get fiddle over there, or if it's the collector. But Billy, in collecting, I don't know. There's probably a lot of collectors out there. I know I'm like this. It's not the one that you got. It's the one you're chasing. You're
Yeah.
always chasing.
Oh, you're chasing
one.
it. Yeah.
And when you get it. Sometimes I look around and see all that stuff and say, man, what have I got this stuff for? It just sits here, I'm the one to see it a lot of times, But it's the chase of it,
It is
you
a
know?
chase of it, yeah. And then you have to try to make a little money on it too, Like I buy a guitar, banjo, fiddle,
Yeah.
and then I try to get rid of it, Yeah.
Billy, have you ever run across any real nice old Gibsons or anything where you've turned them pretty quick? Maybe
Well, I bought a couple this year. I bought a '54. It's an E180. It was a flat top electric, and somebody had plugged the holes up in it and took the electrician just made it a flat top. But it's a 1953 or '54, and of course I paid a lot for it, but it's worth a lot of money.
Yeah. When you get back to some of those old Martins and old Gibsons and flat tops, they bring some big money.
If you
don't
can
they?
sell them, but
Yeah.
you don't get top money out of guitars unless it's
Somebody just wants it, yeah.
right. And then I
everything.
bought a '61. There was a guy graduated from UT in 1961. He lives in Rockwood, and he's 80-something years old. And he had a guitar that he bought when he got out of college up there at the University of Tennessee. And he said he got it out of the case one or two times in his life, pulled it out from under his bed, and I bought it from him. Of course, I had to pay for it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got, some of those old Fenders years ago when they come out with electrics, they went for practically nothing. And now you can't even afford to buy one. They're so sky high, and if they're all binged up, they like them even better, all
Yeah.
dented up and everything,
Mm-hmm.
I never quite understood that because if you go buy a classic car, you don't want all those dents and stuff
Right.
in it. You don't want it
Right.
real. Billy, what else you got picked out for
Oh,
us?
I don't know. We'll try something. Let's try a little. Let's do something that's not mine. Let's break it up a little bit. Let's try a little Detroit City. Last night I went to sleep in Detroit City, and I dreamed about cotton fields back home. I dreamed about my mother, your old papa's sister and brother. Dreamed about the girl who's been waiting for so long. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh, how I wanna go home. Well, home folks think I'm big, Detroit City. From the letters that I write, they think I'm fine. But by day I make the corners, by night I make the bars. If only they could read between lines. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh, how You know, I caught a freight train to Detroit City. And I find after all these years, you know, I've just been wasting my time. So I think I'll just forget about my foolish pride, put it back on southbound to ride. Back home to the loved ones, who's waiting for so long. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh, how I want to go home. Oh, how I want to go home.
Well, I know who wrote that. That's a Bobby Bear song right there. But you know, they said that Detroit was the most southern city up north there was. Everybody from the south went up there and got them a job during the making cars and said that you didn't have no trouble meeting people you knew because they was all from the south up in Detroit at that time.
Oh yeah.
I heard a guy tell me one time, Billy said he'd went up there and he was homesick like that and said it was real cold during the winter. He said he never felt cold like that. Said it was just so cold. He said he wouldn't even believe it. He said, you know, we didn't have to have a refrigerator or anything. He said, sometimes we just set our Cokes and stuff or drinks out there on the ledge of the apartment building and said they'd get that cold.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, man, said it is a bone chilling up there. Have you ever been up to Detroit?
Well, I've been up in that area, yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, that's something else. You know, a lot of people went to Ohio. A lot of music up in Ohio too.
Yeah, I heard there was
great music. A lot of guys from Rockwood went up there and went to work and ended up playing music, you know.
Well, I know my granddaddy he come to Oak Ridge, you know, and got a job, but he had been to Seattle, Washington, he'd been everywhere. Because they said during that time, during the 40s like that, right after the war, so you couldn't buy a job in the South. They just wasn't no good jobs and people had to travel. The only thing you had in the South at that time, Billy, was your, like across over here at Clinton, you had these mills, clothing mills. They had a lot of those around, but that's about, I think Rockwood had one, didn't they? Had a big mill down there, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Billy, we'll get back to a little bit of music and everything. And what is it that you enjoy about? I guess I want to ask a little bit about that too. When you're up there and performing and you say you see a good audience down there and everything, do you enjoy watching the audience get the response off of? Does that help you play by seeing an audience out there?
No, you've got to you can't concentrate and make contact with them eye because you'll lose your place where you're singing your songs.
Yeah.
So you usually better just look over their heads, and then after the song is finished, then you can talk a little bit. But you make eye contact, it'll really. Yeah. It does me now. I don't know what, you know, I have no idea.
But you do still enjoy getting up on a stage and then entertaining like that.
Oh, yeah.
Know? I believe it kind of, Conrad Pierce used to tell me, it got in his blood. Yeah. He said, I tell you something, when you start off, he said, they call them hams, that gets in your blood and you can't get it out. It's just something you just love to do, you know.
Well, once you get the song down and you got a good band following you and everything, you get comfortable and then you can kind of play a little bit. But if you show up somewhere, you never played with a band or something like this right here. I mean, you gotta, those guys that tour, they got those songs down and they may do them, you know, in Knoxville and in Richmond. And I mean, after a while, their program is down. You can do them with your eyes closed and same musician, same everything, you know.
Well, you know, Johnny Cash, he didn't necessarily have what they call the best voice, but he had a style. He's the only one I know that walked out and said, hello, my name's Johnny Cash. And he had a certain style about him that, you know, people just loved, and he, of course, he had a musical family, and I do want to mention that. You go down and you go to the, what they call it, the Saturday Night Jamboree, or what they call that down in Nashville, and you know his brother down there. You saw his brother.
Well, Tommy's not doing so good right now, but Joanne, I played with her at the Cowboy Church off and on for the last 10, 12 years. Joanne, his sister, Now,
was she quite a bit younger than Johnny, or I guess?
She is, Tommy is the youngest, and I don't know exactly how much younger she is. I don't know about her and Johnny now, you know, but Tommy is the youngest one.
Yeah. Well, I've seen him. They play some of those old Johnny Cash shows out of the old Ryman Theater, and sometimes I've seen his brother come out and do some stuff with him.
Oh,
on
yeah.
there. But I know Johnny and Carl Perkins was big friends, you know.
Yeah.
And you know what my favorite Johnny Cash song is? And it's not one of his big hits, but it's a 50s type song. I don't like it, but I guess things just happen that way. It's got that 50s kick to it.
Well, he
you
did
know?
some stuff with Merle Kilgore too. You know, a lot of Merle Kilgore was a three-finger picker.
Yeah.
But Johnny could walk in. I'd be on 16th Avenue, and when Johnny come into the club where I was hanging out, you could almost feel his presence. He's a tall guy.
Yeah.
Big, tall guy. But you could almost feel it when he walked in. It was just in the air. He was that kind of, and he was unique and different. I mean, he did original stuff.
He really did. He had that, you know, when he played at the prisons and stuff like that, and did that, you know, had that band dressed in black until things get right. He was going to stay in black, he said.
Yeah.
Know? Well, Billy, pick us out another good one.
All right, let's
there.
do another one I wrote, and I do this. It's sort of a gospel. Excuse me. Called Little White Church. I better get a drink of water if you don't care. I'm
get
getting
you a sip of water right there while Billy has to, you know, folks, you have to keep that mouth dry when you're singing them songs, you know.
But anyway, this is called Little White Church. Oh, that little white church in the mountains, in the hills of Tennessee, where I long to be, back in Tennessee, in that little white church in the hill. Oh, the mountain where I long to be, back in the hills of Tennessee, where I long to be, back in Tennessee, in that little white church in the hill. As my men return back to pages of my childhood in the hills of Tennessee, where I long to be, back in Tennessee, in that little white church in the hill. Oh, the mountain where I long to be, back in the hills of Tennessee, where I long to be, back in Tennessee, in that little white church in the hill. In that little white church in the hills of Tennessee.
Another good one, Billy, Little White Church.
Yes.
That goes back a little ways.
It
I've
does.
heard that
It's
little.
probably one of the first early songs that I wrote, and when I was gearing up, I played with a group. Ray Browder's one of the Browder girls. She played banjo. We first formed a little group and played over to schools and different places like that. But that's probably one of my early songs. Yeah.
Did you see a little white church you like, or down in that area? Is there a
I
certain
did.
church that made that kind of cover?
Well, I went to a little white church right there between Rockwood and Harriman called Cardiff Baptist Church when I was a young boy. And anyway, it burnt down. I moved up to Washington and then stayed up there. But when I came down, it had burnt down. And my brother-in-law and myself and all the people in the church, they rebuilt it back, and I got the opportunity to do the plumbing, heating, and air conditioning in that church, and with my brother-in-law, the two of us, we did it, and that was a real honor.
And what's the name of that church again?
Cardiff Baptist Church. It's right between Rockwood and Harriman on 27.
Yeah.
So that was a big thrill to me to be a part of. See, the little churches are all struggling now. You know what I mean, but
a lot of churches are struggling now
Yes,
with
they
the
are.
COVID and everything. People can't go like they Yeah, you know, I've talked to a lot of people feel the same way too. It's not that you get away. When you're in that, it kind of there's something about the group that you get with, and you feels you know.
Right.
You don't leave the Lord, but you need to be fed.
Right.
You need that. We all need that,
absolutely,
you
yeah,
know.
Yeah, but
And I know that sometimes I have to when I do walk track quite often, and that's where I try to get in my zone and pray to the Lord and ask Him to help me become a better person and better man, and to do the things that sometimes we don't do, and you know, we all fall short, but we know that we have the good Lord to lean on. That's important.
Right.
I know that when I hear a good old gospel tune and everything, it makes me just makes me feel better. That I love to hear one of my favorite, and I do it sometimes. I do the recitation and do it supper time. I really like it.
I know
you know,
do, yeah.
One of my favorite I used to do. Billy, we got you a CD right here. I guess this is your newest one. Billy Wright, Men Cry Too. You come up with a good title on that. It's got a nice cover. And folks, you can get a hold of Billy down there in Rockwood, and he'll get, you know, if you wanted a copy of it, you know. But you got, let me just read off the titles on some of them. You got Something About a Jukebox, Someone New, Thinking, Woman in Whiskey, I'll Always Be There, Men Cry Too. Of course, that's the title of the album. And Biscuits and Gravy, Heaven, Listen, Mister, and Only One. This title, Men Cry Too, tell us a little bit about that song.
Well, there's never been a song that nobody's ever wrote about men cry too. You know, it's always, you think of crying, you think of women, but in the real world, behind the scenes, a lot of men cry.
Oh, I've
And
cried.
so I
Hey,
thought,
I've shed so many tears. And you know what? That means you're human.
Yeah.
That means that you're real.
But we don't let people see us.
No, a lot of times we go into what they go into the closet or go somewhere and everything,
Right.
or if you're getting up, I have at funerals had to give a talk, and I've had to stop sometimes because you know it can be, you know, in life we have our ups and downs, but we know as I get back to that we always have the Lord to look
absolutely.
to
To lean
in our
on.
times of good and bad. You know.
Right, that's right.
Billy, could you do that? Men Cry Too? Is that
Well,
one you might know? Or
I can't even remember what key I did it in, but I don't have it with me. So
well, just pick one else that you don't.
okay,
that you want to do.
well, let's do it. Let's do. I want to do another gospel.
Okay.
You know, if you don't care. Well, some black morning when my life is over, I'll fly away to a home where God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. Oh, I'll fly away. Oh, glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by, you know, I'll fly away. Well, just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a home where joy will never end. I'll fly away. Sing it with me, Don. Oh, I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away
in the morning
when I die. Hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Oh, I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away
in the morning.
when I die. Hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Well, when I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I just
then,
thought that would be a good one for the.
and then Billy, we will be reunited with all the loved ones that we've lost, our moms and dads and our grandmothers and grandfathers, and Kathy Cross had a song on her album years ago, and when I see you coming, I will rise up with a smile and come running through the shallow waters reaching for your
that's
hand.
a good one too.
Well, the thing about it is you know, life is, I told somebody the other day, Billy, I said, one day you're graduating from high school, and the next thing you know, because I turned 65, I use that. You're 65 years old, life's very fast. Don't waste a minute of it. Enjoy whatever you enjoy. Enjoy it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You only go through once, Don, and the best thing you can do is live right, do people right, and when it's over, it's over. But have a good life, and the way you have a good life is you help people,
treat people right,
treat them right.
Be kind.
Be kind to them.
And we need that more than ever, folks, in this world today. Be kind to someone.
Right.
Show your love to them. I don't care what side of the fence you're on as far as we're all Americans.
Right.
And we need to come together and love each other and as Christ loved us. And I'm getting into a preaching game, but that's just on my heart right now. You know,
absolutely, for sure.
And Billy, pick us one more song out if you want to do another gospel or whatever you want to do, and we'll close the show out.
Well, I'll try this one. Somebody wanted to hear this. It's an old one. I don't know who did it, but right or wrong, I'll be with you. I'll do what you want me to. I believe that I belong to be with you, right or wrong. Right or wrong, it's gotta be always you, always me. Won't you take me along to be with you, right or wrong? But if it's wrong, love you can't be wrong for me to care. If you say love me, my life with you I'll share. Right or wrong, it's gotta be always you, always me. Won't you say I belong to be with you, right or wrong? Just a little bit of right or wrong.
Sounding good, Billy. I know that people down in Rockwood are awful proud of you, and I'm proud to know you all these years and become good friends, and you make me happy with your music, and I would certainly like to thank you for coming down and being on Anderson County Conversation today. It's certainly been enjoyable.
Good to see you, Don, and I've enjoyed it a whole lot for sure. I really have.
Folks, I hope you've enjoyed the show like I say today. If you've enjoyed this show, let us know at ACTV. Tell somebody. Be sure to tell your friends about it, and we'll be coming along with some more music shows. Maybe later on down the road, we'll get something really going big on the music end. But keep us in mind, and folks, just enjoy music, enjoy life, and join us again next time right here on Anderson County Conversation for another great show.